it's like 1:30, but I want to hear this thing run with this new exhaust. Throttle was stuck. That's not so good, banging off the limiter. Just finished the exhaust. I've been planning it for a long time, sourcing the parts I was going to use, designing how it was going to work, getting everything ordered, and I did the headers and the catalytic converters and like the long intermediate pipes back in October when I was first getting this thing, doing some burnouts, and here is the rest of it. You can see the exhaust pipes under here look a little funny in their aim. The reason for that, this one is going to come over this seat hump, over the drive shaft into a Y, and then connect with this one to go over the axle as a 3-inch deal. And to get the spacing right for that, that's kind of what I had to do. So the Y is going to come over here. It's got to come past this painted bar, and I don't have a whole lot of room for a muffler here when I do that. My front wheel drive Beretta muffler was like back here. But what I may do is have the exhaust come over here, go into a muffler, have the muffler come in this direction, and then have an exhaust outlet out. I don't love that either because I don't have a cutout for the exhaust here like I do here. But one way or another, I'm going to get a muffler on it, and that's going to be a 3-inch deal. I would like the first iteration of this project to be halfway quiet. But depending on how all this works out, it may end up getting a short little muffler that's pretty loud. We'll have to see how that goes. I think I came up with a perfect solution for a muffler. I don't know if it exists, so I may have to make one. But when the exhaust comes up over here, if I could come at a 90 into a muffler in this area, and then come right back out the muffler right here, that would be perfect. So it would be like a U-shaped muffler. I know turbo mufflers are made with like an S shape where they go on the offset on one end and then come back through. I don't know if anybody makes one. I'm going to Google it and see. But if not, I can make my own. You could just do a perforated pipe, like a MagnaFlow would be. Run that all the way through. Wouldn't be that tough. Fill it with fiberglass. I kind of made my own muffler once before where I took the valve out of one and sort of combined it all. And a buddy of mine actually made an aluminum muffler on his own. And if he can do it, anybody can. So that would get my packaging perfect, and that would work pretty well. This muffler is freaking massive. Let's test fitting it with the sway bar, this Blazer sway bar here. I don't think it's going to work. It is huge. Okay, this muffler I'm using is currently a single in, dual out, 3-inch in all dimensions. And what I'm doing is I'm going to cap this end off and run in this end. It's going to kind of bounce, sound's going to bounce around in here a little bit, then come back out this end. Some of it may sort of bypass. And we'll see how it sounds. Got my O2 bung welded in, and here's the wideband all ready to go. Okay, doing exhaust here, sort of getting things figured out. None of this is tacked up yet. But I'm going over, right, well, you can't see that, can you? So I'm going over here, this is right where the back seat is. Going over this, so I have clearance to the drive shaft and torque arm. I'm coming back down here, and then this is a Y from 2 1/4 into 3, and then the single 3 is going up over the axle and out the back. Very nice. I'm fairly happy with this. I've got it kind of tacked in here and there. I got to put my second flange on this other one, but I got a pretty good amount of clearance. Oh, hell yeah, look at that. Yeah, I think that'll be decent. Okay, this is really getting there now. There we go. So 2 1/4 into 3 up over the axle, and we're almost to the muffler. Wow, look at this. My weld torch broke. If not, this exhaust would be totally done tonight. It's close. Might be some gappage there. Oh, and they go there. Now I had to do a little bit of butchery here to get my tip angle about right, but don't look. Nobody will ever see it. Pretty happy with that. Okay, I got this exhaust totally tacked up. These 2 pipes are all that's left of my builder kit that I bought on eBay. I think it was only like 90 bucks for the whole deal. So the 220 or 2 1/4 kit had these 90s in it. Used them up here. Had long pipes that I used on both sides. This was actually a 180 that I cut in half. The other half of that 180 is right here. I think that was another part of a 180 that I was doing. And then over here, I bought just some 90-degree stainless bends. You can see that one's still 90, that one's still 90. The other ones I cut into 45s to make everything fit. But overall, the exhaust is pretty cheap, and I think it should work pretty good. It's definitely a weird routing going right underneath the rear seat, because that's kind of the only place I could put the damn thing. And this, I got plenty of clearance for the axle. That should be no issue, even really, really low. This muffler is actually a single in, dual out muffler that I just capped off the end completely. So it's in here, out here, but it has like the Y in here. I think it'll work fine. I guess we'll see how it sounds. And then the tip here looks almost just like a factory Z26 tip, but a little bit bigger. But the displacement on the engine's a little bigger too. Okay, exhaust is fully welded and done now, all the way. And I can throw her back on and get going. I did have an issue with this cheap China V-band. This part actually came right off. I didn't see a good way to put this weld back on there, so I just cranked up the welder and hammered it. I ran out of 023 wire and had to use some 35, and it didn't weld quite so good, but it is done. It's been a while since I did one of these scratch build exhausts. I did it for my last Beretta and my last truck, actually, and my Camaro. I did a scratch build exhaust for too, so this is my 4th one altogether. I didn't find anything on Summit for an LS Beretta, so that was my only option here. I don't love how this tip came out. It looks like it pokes out too far looking at it from the top. It looked great from underneath, but I'm going to have to do something with that.
About pink.
Pink? What about purple, maybe?
Purple.
Oh, let's see how this works. Whoa, it's going to be very hot, so be careful.
You can watch.
Test it here first.
Are you excited to see it?
Yeah.
Watch Daddy.
gonna change color.
Oh, you see it turning colors now?
Look at that.
Look, it's turning purple.
Isn't that cool?
What do you think?
Purple. Purple and blue.
Oh, is that cool? It is.
I don't know how even I can get it, but we'll see how it comes out.
So wonderful. Oh, it's gonna be colorful like Rapunzel? Yeah. Oh, with long blonde hair.
So I had much higher hopes for this heat shielding work, and it is fighting like crazy, not working worth a piss. So I think I'm just gonna tear them off and leave it how it was, whatever. You win some, you lose some, but this one is a big fat L. But hey, this little tool for those stainless zip ties worked really nice. Put a link in the description for this thing. I might give that another go the next time the exhaust is off, because I might be able to do a lot better job. Had a little more room. It's so tight in there trying to get that right. Really, the reason I want it on there is to kind of protect these wires a little bit. All right, it's like 1:30, but I want to hear this thing run with the snooze off. Throttle stuff. That's not so good, banging off the limiter. So, this is all it was. There's 2 spots for the throttle cable to go, and I put it on the wrong one when I reassembled this thing. Now we're running through the mufflers. Not real quiet, but not obnoxious. Get this Mopar junk out of here so the Beretta can get out. Ready for the Maiden voyage now. I got plates and stickers on it. Legal.